What's up, good people of YouTube? It's me, Chavez. I'm back with another MLB player prop video for you. Today's Friday, August 4th, 2023. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We're kicking things off by recapping our plays from yesterday, and then we're diving into the Prizepicks board because I have a few plays that I want to share with you today. So if all that sounds good, I encourage you to stick around, drop a like, sub up, click the notification icon to get notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and the channel. And without further delay, let's get into our plays from yesterday. All right, so yesterday, no doubt about it, no dispute, no gray area there. 100% perfect day yesterday. All 5 of our plays hit. Talked about 4 plays, and I gave you that extra hits, runs, and RBI combo, Elly De La Cruz and Nico Hoerner that goes over. So let's talk about these plays in brief fashion. Let's start with our cover man there. Bobby Witt Jr. goes over his fantasy score, and he does it with his first at bat. So he gets on base, he steals the base, and then he scores a run. There's your 10 points right there. And then just to add, icing on the cake, he hits a home run. Really wasn't needed for our prop, but for those playing maybe DFS, for sure that probably helped a lot. Then we took the over Elly De La Cruz fantasy points as well. First at bat, he hits a home run. So that could not have went any better. Took the over Kyle Tucker, hitter fantasy score, hits a home run in his, I believe his third at bat maybe. That also was, kind of a sweat-free prop that happened pretty early on in the game. And then we can't forget about Brandon Pfaadt, who pitched a pretty good game. We talked about his matchup versus the Giants and how we like that over, what the numbers were showing us over his last 5 and 10 games. He struck out 5 batters in his first time against the Giants earlier this season. He struck out 6 yesterday. So continues to have good games versus the Giants, and maybe we'll continue to take the over on his props as long as they don't go too high with those lines. So overall, 4-0 with our picks, 5-0 in our picks if you want to count the Elly De La Cruz and Nico Hoerner combo prop. Man, we look to move on to a new day with new plays, and I want to keep this momentum going. So if all that sounds good to you, we are going to transition over to the Prizepicks board, and we are going to start breaking a few of these down. Okay, here we are over on the Prizepicks board. Ladies and gentlemen, these are plays that I have my eyes on for today that have all been written up, that have all been shared with the Discord and MVP members. We'll be going over a few of these. I want to keep this video under a certain amount of time. So like I always say, if you got what you want, I wish you the best of luck. If you do want to stick around and listen to a few of these breakdowns, then I encourage you to do so. We are going to start off with a hitter fantasy score, and I want to talk about Jarren Duran, whose line did get bumped up from 9 to 9.5, but he's still projecting very well today versus the Toronto Blue Jays and Alek Manoah. This game is being played in Fenway, so let's head over to props.cash and we'll start breaking this one down. All right, here we are, props.cash, taking a look at Jarren Duran's last 10 games. Man, I've been waiting for this dude to break out a little bit. I got a few of his rookie cards and autos that I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on them to, increase some value here. But let's talk about his prop for today. Jarren Duran taking on Alek Manoah. Let's look at his history versus Manoah. In 9 plate appearances, brings in a 286 batting average, 1 RBI, 1 double, and 1 single on the season versus righties like Manoah. Now, this is a lefty-righty matchup, which we like. That's a nice little split there. When you have a lefty facing a righty or a righty facing a lefty, usually you'll see not better numbers, but strong numbers. Versus right-handed pitchers this season, 309 batting average, 6 homers, 2 triples, 29 doubles, and 40 singles. So getting on base a lot more, but he also has more plate appearances versus righties. Now, we could take a look at what Manoah has done versus lefties on the year. Doing a good job suppressing batting average, 250 batting average, but giving up way more power. So more extra base hits and then more homers to lefties. He has seen more left-handed bats this season than he has seen righties, but still the power's there. So We talked about this yesterday. Very intrigued with taking players who have that stolen base upside. So looking over Jarren Duran's last 10 games, he has a total of 5 bases stolen, and then at home he has a total of 6 bases stolen. This is a very real thing. We saw it happen with Bobby Witt Jr. Get on base with a single or a walk or whatever, steal second, and then the next batter drives you in. And if all that goes well, you could be looking at 10 fantasy points. Yeah, roughly 10 fantasy points in that first at bat. Typically, you don't see guys steal third as much as they steal second. So gets on with a single, steal second, gets a run scored, and that really just gets it done for us today. Fantasy line is 9.5. We need 10 points from him today. That's what we're looking at for Jarren Duran today versus Alek Manoah. Oh, one last thing. I do want to show you. I'll just tell you this. Alek Manoah averaging 2.8 walks per game over his last 5 games. That's perfect. That's what we need. If he's going to be walking batters, hopefully he walks Jarren Duran and gets him on base, and then Jarren Duran takes care of the rest. So first prop of the day, we're taking the over 9.5 fantasy score for Jarren Duran over on Prizepicks. All right, let's move into a pitcher strikeout prop, and I want to talk about Adam Wainwright here. We're going to go with the under on this one. Now, 4 strikeouts seems like a very low number, and then most pitchers can hit this. But Adam Wainwright this year is not most pitchers. Let's head over to props.cash, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, here we are over on props.cash. Let me just pull up his last 10 games, okay? Adam Wainwright over his last 10 has only gone over 3 strikeouts one time. All right, he hasn't even touched 4 strikeouts in any of these games over his last 5, 0 times. On the season, we can look at his 13 starts. He's gone over twice. There is no regression to the mean. There is no positive regression here. This is what his season has been like. So this is what to expect. He's a .55 strikeout per inning pitcher, taking on a Rockies team that are striking out a ton versus righties, but Wainwright's just not that guy to leverage that situation. Whether he's, at home, numbers are just as bad as they are on the road. So, listen, he's had a great career and all the good things from, yesteryear. But right now, today, he's not that pitcher anymore. And I think he's a target in terms of taking the under when it comes to his strikeout prop. So this one to me is a strong under. If this were to get bumped down to 3.5, then I would honestly just stay away from it. But at 4, I like the under, and that's what we're rolling with for prop number 2, Wainwright under 4 strikeouts. All right, let's move into some fantasy scores, batter hitter fantasy scores. Let's talk about Steven Kwan, 7.5 hitter fantasy score. I like the over on this one. We're going to head over to props.cash and we'll break it down. All right, here we are over on props.cash. When I was looking into this line, the one thing that stood out to me, I was like, man, Steven Kwan really likes playing the Chicago White Sox in terms of hits, runs, and RBIs. So in the 10 games that he's faced the White Sox this season, he has a total of, let's count these hits up, 3, 5, 8, and 10 hits in those games. Hits, runs, and RBIs, 4, 6, 7, 11, 15, and 18 hits, runs, and RBIs in the games that he's played versus the White Sox. Now, unfortunately, he can't play the White Sox every game, so let's look at his last 10 games, and that gives us a better picture of what he can help us with today. So in his last 10 games, Steven Kwan doing all right, doing his thing. All right, hits, runs, and RBIs. He's got 4, 8, 11, 14, 16, and 17. So equally, almost as good. All right, not too bad. Home runs, he has 1. Not bringing a ton of stolen base upside here versus any team. So we're really just looking at him getting on base and driving runs in. So great history versus the White Sox. Versus Clevenger, Mike Clevenger, 12 plate appearances, 300 batting average, 1 RBI, 1 double, and 2 singles. On the season, we had another lefty-righty matchup on the season versus righties. 273 batting average, 4 homers, Combined 21 triples and doubles and 60 singles. So whether it's righties or lefties, Quan is hitting both of them pretty well. Clevenger on the year versus lefties, doing a really good job at suppressing batting average, but is allowing a bit more power in terms of home runs with 6. But we look at the numbers versus Quan. Clevenger has allowed some production to Quan, and then like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, Quan really likes playing the Chicago White Sox with all those hits, runs, and RBI. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and take the over 7.5 fantasy score for Steven Kwan as our third play of the day. All right, our fourth play, final play of the day. Best for last, I don't know, but we are taking Yordan Alvarez fantasy score, and we are liking the over the more on this one. Let's head over to props.cash for our final breakdown of the day. All right, here we are, props.cash. Let's take a look at Yordan Alvarez last 5 games. All right, been back with the Astros, been back in that lineup. Lineup looks completely different with him in it, much better. So in that time frame, over his last 5 games, we can see that he has racked up 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Is that correct? 5, 7, 9, 10, 17 hits, runs, and RBIs in 5 games. Facing Luis Severino today, right-handed pitcher versus left-handed batter, 3 plate appearances, just 1 single. On the season, Alvarez versus right-handed pitching, 275, 14 homers, 6 doubles, 21 singles. Let's look at what Severino has done versus lefties. Huge batting average, 336, 8 homers, 12 doubles, and 25 singles. The matchup is prime for Yordan Alvarez. We talked about this with Kyle Tucker yesterday. Power lefties in Yankee Stadium. Okay, those lefty bats. That short right field porch equals success. We saw Kyle Tucker hit a home run yesterday. Well, I didn't see it, but I saw the box score. Yordan Alvarez is in a very favorable spot today versus a pitcher who does allow power, who will give up power. I don't dislike Kyle Tucker today either, but for this video today, we're going to take his teammate Yordan Alvarez 7.5 hitter fantasy score, and we're taking the over on this one. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be our 4th and final play of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you like on the board. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about these picks that we talked about in today's video. As always, thank you all so much for stopping by the channel, helping this channel get bigger, helping it grow by leaving your comments, by leaving your likes, by sharing this video. Hey, click on an ad or two, okay? Help the channel grow in a few different ways here. Best of luck to you all should you tail any of these plays, and until tomorrow's MLB player prop video, Chavez is